Yo, Dur with the 22 months. Appreciate that, Dur. What's up, Aki? The patch notes are here. Patch notes are here. What does that mean? And what does that mean for the Arc Finals? Well, I'll find out. I'm pretty sure odds are most of you guys have already seen them, but Material alone, same. I don't really know. The only thing I know about these patch notes are who's in them, and a general idea of who is buffed and nerfed. Give it a couple minutes and then we'll get started. But yeah, the fact that Matera is not in this list, the fact that Vasaraga is not in this list, kinda nuts to me, in all honesty. No, there are no Matera. There's no Matera anything in this coffee. Matera is free to continue to do what Matera does. Alright, man, so then we'll get started with whatever the heck this is going to be. Because this is what we're going to be on for the finals, so for better or for worse, this is what we'll have. At least Elsa looks interesting, so maybe we'll end up playing her, we'll see. Hope they buff Grimnir. Grimnir is not on the list, Zambi. I'm sorry to tell you, but Grimnir is not on the list. Yeah, I'm sorry to inform you. I took Honore out back. Yeah, I heard Honore got nerfed, which is so weird. Alright. Alright, been like 5-6 minutes. We can get going. Alright. Patch version 2.50 patch notes with a Smash Brothers cover. Ilsa joins the fight. No playable character. Ilsa joins along with battle adjustments and new illustrations. There's decent character Ilsa. For those of you guys who haven't seen her character guide or her trailer, would definitely recommend. She honestly looks kind of cool. Be curious to see how she ends up playing. That'll happen later tonight, as well as we will be streaming Granblue tomorrow, trying her out. What's up, Garenge? They also now appear. Also will now appear. New stuff in the Ruby Shop, namely a bunch of Ilsa stuff. Whoever the hell this is has a lobby avatar. 2 new tracks that were originally in Battle Pass 7. Card designs that were originally in 7. And you're able to get, and you're able to get the Zoe skin. New illustrations for the journal. Bug fixes. Been following character-specific settings and training modes. You freeze recovery. Near's love redemption stock. Fix an issue. Online lobbies where player stats will remain as spectating. Fix an issue. Figure Studio. How many of you guys have actually used the Figure Studio out of curiosity? I'll be honest, I haven't. So I'm curious. How many of you guys actually use this? Fixing issue online lobbies where the invite crew pop up. Fixing issue online lobbies that will become unresponsive. Fixing online lobbies where matches where the phone keyboard commands. Okay. Steam only fixing issue in online lobbies room matches, switching between desktop and game screen while turn text will cause players to be unable to take actions. Fixing issue in online lobbies where people will be able to use button inputs. Some people do. I know some people do. I was just curious if the people here do. What's up, Bryce? Alright. System-wide changes. Version 2.5 will refine the performance and properties of a wide range of actions to address certain options that were overused and improve overall balance. Our adjustments were centered on 3 key areas: enhancing underutilized skills, increasing the utility and combo potential of normal attacks, streamlining strategic choices in neutral. Collectively, these updates were designed to broaden each character's strategic depth and support a wider variety of playstyles. So no actual system mechanic changes. As for the characters being changed, we have a grand total of 11, which I think is a new best since the Evil patch of 2024. If not, it's pretty damn close. But we're going to have Catalina. We're going to change it to Catalina, Luane, Zeta, Cagliostro, Honore, Seox, Siegfried, Lucilius, Vicula, Sandalphon, and Galleon. Meaning prime characters that we're not seeing on the list right now. We're not seeing Avatar, because apparently he will never be good. So stupid. No Matera, no Vasaraga. I'm sure for many people, no Grimnir. And on the lower end, like I said, no Avatar, no Ladiva. No EX characters, because they're all like every EX character is like the lowest characters and like the lowest play characters in the game. In the case of Matera and Jita, they're terrible. So they're not on the list either. Of course they do. They want Grimnir to be taken out back, shot and buried. oh you poor innocent child. You have no idea the amount of violence that people want towards Grimnir. Anyways, we'll start with the Catalina. Honestly, I think Catalina is good, so I hope that they're not buffing her too much. So honestly, like, I think higher of Catalina than most others do, because I think she's already really good. We focus our adjustment for Catalina and around Enchanted Lands to expand her strategic options. Enchanted Lands is a versatile tool for poking in combos. I wasn't always clear which version to use in specific situations. Clarify the rules would update each version's attributes. M versions, pre-attack, backstep, distance has been great. They're making so. What have a feeling I'm going to get reminded of base Goku's shoulder tackle with this one. And more about evasion and whiff punching. Catalina sucks ass. I heavily disagree with that. Charge 8's version startup has been greatly reduced, so gonna be changed from counter hit, close standing, heavy. We've also rebalanced her far standing light. While it has been extremely effective as a tool to keep foes at bay, its properties have been adjusted to better align with the rest of her kit. Last we standardized light walls started to resolve an issue where foes couldn't reliably react depending on parry timing. Far standing light after frames have been reduced by 3. Okay, recovery has been increased by 3 frames. Cool. Forward has been added during recovery. It also expands the forward to. Alright, fair enough. For far rails nerfed quite a bit. Alright. Crouching light, pushback's been reduced. Dashing heavy, travel speed and distance have been increased. Well, first active frame of the slash attack been adjusted to be 17 frames after armoring through a foe's attack. Can now be input via the dash button. Now input via the back dash button. Light chain of land start has been reduced from 16 to 15. Distance of the prior attacks has been increased. Longer push coming back when bottom corner. Duration of wall bound. Once occurs has been increased. This will increase the window for follow-ups. Heavy start has been reduced from 70. Alright. So you need less than half the amount of time to charge her heavy. That's funny. Now causes the foe to fall backwards on hits. Launch height has been increased. No longer causes guard crush. Block stun has been reduced by 12 frames, making it go from +4 to -8. Okay, that makes sense. They're not going to have her charged version to be that quick on startup and still be +4. So that makes sense. So it's charged heavy, which is never used anyways. Yeah, I know. I meant on fully charged. And the U version first frame armor activation has been adjusted from 11 to 9, 7 frame to 6 frame when including the slow effect. So Catalina is not all that different then. Basically what I'm getting at, or what I'm seeing from this. The M change might be annoying depending on how far back it actually sends her. And her far light is now quite a bit weaker. Otherwise, she's basically the same character despite all this. Okay, sure, why not? Terrible far light. Then this could potentially be good. We'll see what actually happens to it. Otherwise, same character. But anyways, moving on to a character we actually care about, Luane. Yeah, the Farlight one is pretty harsh, but it's bad. Anyways, Luane, the timing of which projectile for Ultimate Sammy and Tommy would stay on screen was too early. No shit. Making it easy for players to force safe situations while ignoring the foe's offense. Also no shit. By increasing this window, poorly timed attempts may be stuffed by incoming attacks requiring more precise use. For Don't Mind If I Do, players could use it to easily recover the SBA gauge by ultimate skills. We adjusted the appearance rates and values to prevent the skill from turning the tide of battle too drastically. On the other hand, we've made it easier to transition from neutral into his various setups to more consistent offense. He doesn't need it! Luane's got probably one of the most consistent offenses in the game at this point. Close standing heavy now allows follow-ups on counter hit. The far standing heavy on block can be more reliable, be put into pressure with Sammy and Tommy and other skills. Hitboxes for medium and heavy, awesome sauce after the first hit being expanded for consistency. Okay, I don't really care much about consistency. Close standing hard to start has been reduced from 10 frames to 9 frames. Counter hit second hit now launches foes. Second hit also launches the first hit is in a counter hit. Interesting. Second hit now launches foes. I guess that'll open things up for newer, shorter combos, I guess. Weird. Far stand heavy, pushback has been increased. Dashing medium, vertical hurt box during the recovery has been adjusted the same as when crouching. 5U. Small corn. HP has been the amount of HP you get from corn has been increased from 400 to 500, and odds go from 20 to 30. Medium HP recovery has been reduced from 1200 to 1000. Appearances went from 30 to 20. Really? That was the case That's been the case this whole time. The odds of getting 1200 HP back was higher than the odds of getting 400 back. What the fuck, Cygames? Don't they know the rule of literally everything? Higher rewards equals lower chance. Yet all this time, Luane has had higher rewards with higher chance. What? Am I reading that right? The entire time, Luane has had a higher chance to get more HP. Luane's high too. Fuck you. Anyways, HP for pasta has been decreased. Salad for SBA gauge appearance odds been reduced from 30 to 20. So they're keeping SBA gauge still at 40% total, and then the parfait went from 30% to 16%. Okay, but that's going to go. But the odds of that just 10 to 20. Okay. So now it's 40. So now it's still 40% either way for SBA foods. It's just now the odds. It's just now when you get said parfait, you're not getting a third of your freaking meter. You'd say Tom. Projectile now disappears if Luane is hit during the first 24. Okay, good. Okay, so now Luane players can't just mash it on block string. Frames, one including the slow effect. Okay, it's still gonna be insanely strong. Alright, it's still gonna be insanely strong, but it's just not something you can just mash when the opponent is putting you in a block string anymore. So at least there's that, I guess. So it's still going to be really good, but at least it's not what it has been. You come at me, bro. Vertical hurtbox from the third hit onwards been expanded to make it to be the same as when crouching. Awesome sauce, hitbox after landing. First hit has been expanded upwards to make it less likely to miss. That's fine. Moment of truth also disbands. Have a pyramid attack. Frame advantage on hit and block has been standardized. Distance from foe and block have been reduced. Frame advantage even after block string has been standardized to -6. So they made it. So basically, they made it to where if you do his final finishing attack in his hyper pyramid, you're pretty much guaranteed to punish him with the 6-frame normal now, with the distance being reduced and everything now, and with it being -6 now, no matter what. Okay, apparently I just searched for F on Google. Sure. Tries off size cannot be cancelled at any time by pressing the skill button until frames when canceling early as 6 frames is longer than the skill ended normally. Okay. Repel recovery has been reduced by 9 frames. Block stun has been reduced by 9 frames. Hit stun has been reduced by 9 frames. Will now recover mid-air. Okay. Projectile now remains even if try this on for size ends while it's on screen. That's going to be an interesting change. Okay, so Luane. Yeah, he's still top tier. He is still top tier. I don't think that this at all is taking him down more than maybe a notch, if even a notch. Just not top 3. He might still be. Like he could quite literally still be top 3. It's just the fact that his ultimate flame wheel is less brain dead. Still brain dead, just less brain dead. So he probably is still top 3, honestly. Top 5 minimum. Might still be top 3. Zeta. Most significant change we made for Zeta was the U Spear of Arviz. Yeah, the fact that this doesn't combo now is just weird. Due in part to the powerful wall bounce falls upon mid-screen, there was a trend toward high usage. Yeah, it gave her mid-screen combos anywhere on screen. Or gave her combos anywhere on screen, not in the corner. We've adjusted it to reduce the wall bounce distance at mid-screen, limited to follow-up potential. In exchange, reduce recovery on block and increase pushback now to make a lower risk option for closing on foes. They gave Zeta the Grimnir treatment. Who's ready for Zeta to spam her U lariat because it is now safe, and it is now safe, but she doesn't get combos from it anymore. They literally gave Zeta the Grimnir treatment, and guess what? People hate the Grimnir treatment. People hated the Grimnir treatment. That shit is so brain dead and ignorant now with Grimnir just spamming it. And now guess what? Zeta players are going to start doing the same thing. Also adjusted the difficulty of Zeta's combos, a long-standing hurdle for the character by refining her hitboxes and time windows across key combo routes. Made her gameplay more consistent across playstyles. High difficulty combo rush will result in greater damage and a positional advantage, preserving her depth while lowering the barrier to entry. Additionally, Spear of Arvis, medium version, has been notably strengthened relative to the LNH version, improving long-range approaches and combo routing. We also just startup and recovery for Spear of Arvis mid-air, Infinite Wonders, and Crouching Medium improve for overall stability in neutral. High jump. Travel height has been reduced to match regular jump height. Increased travel speed and distance for forward high jump. Okay. They like giving characters random faster jumps, don't they? Like first it was Charlotte, then it was Beelzebub, and now it's Zeta. Anyway, Crouching Medium is now 9 from 8. That's a nice change. Zeta's never really been known for having great normals outside of her far L. So an 8 frame 2M and a pretty good one at that is pretty nice, I have to admit. Dashing Heavy is now 17 frames. Honestly, whatever. I don't see people. Well, they might span at certain distances. Jumping Heavy, Hitbox, and Hurtbox during active frames 7 through 9 have been extended forward. Okay, makes it go further for reasons. Light Infinite Wonders recovery has been reduced by 4 frames, changing frame from -7 to -3. Recovery has been reduced by 4 frames, changing from -7 to -3. Launch height has been increased, no longer causes wall bounce in the corner. Should have no change on follow-ups after ground hits. Counter hit lateral knockback has been increased. Counter hit now causes wall bounce mid-screen. Wall bounce rebound distance in the corner has been increased. So they're just trying to make her. They're trying to make all of her projectiles better. So they're trying to make her projectiles better, her combos easier, some of her normals better, all at the cost of no longer getting a wall bounce from her ultimate lariat. Is that what I'm getting at here? Is Zane returning to his days as a Zeta player? Age version, stars have been reduced from 18 frames to 16 frames. Recovery has been reduced by 4. Combined with the star reduction, total frames has been reduced by 6. Blocks in for the second hit has been reduced by 2 frames, 16 to 14. Combined with the recovery reduction, frame advantage has been reduced by 2 frames. Knockback on the second hit has been adjusted, increasing the range at which wall bounce occurs. So making that more consistent too. She's gonna be flying free. Well, when the game first came out, Zeta was basically better Grimnir. So is it time for me to return? Is it time for me to return to Zeta? Zeta's good into a lot of matchups. She's good into Loy. She's good into Luane. She's good into the She's good into Shoto. She's good into Beelzebub. I don't know what her matchup is to Kag. But there's a bunch of those. Also not fully sure what her matchup into Voss is. Because they're true. Yeah. All right. Zeta is in contention for the champion or the character that Zane plays at the finals. Every spear is faster too. Star has been reduced by 3 frames for the. Okay, sorry. So for going up and going down. So I was reduced by 3 frames for going up and 2 frames for going down. Heavy second follow-up hit stun for horizontal diagonally upward hits have been increased by 60 frames. Not because the wall bounce on horizontal diagonally upward hits. Yeah, it's a 9 frame upwards. Our diagonal upwards attack, so not reactable, but not exactly something. I don't see many situations where someone's going to run forward and do the diagonal one. They might, but I don't see it. Medium speed of Arvis. The potential travel speed has been increased. Now decelerates during movement, but just in general it goes fast. A lot of knockback's been increased. Use Spirit of Harvest. Close range damage has been increased from that. Okay, it's been increased by 500. There you go. They're going to anti-air with it. Very true. Yeah, well, yeah. What this is going to do, pretty much, is this is probably going to make. This is basically going to make it where Zeta is going to be able to actually anti-air with regular Spirit of Harvests rather than always having to anti-air with the U version. Recover on first hit has been reduced by 2 frames. Yeah, making it only. Basically, they literally gave this the Grimnir treatment, pretty much, where it's now just -4. Yeah, wall bounce has been reduced. Duration before wall bounce occurs has been increased in the follow-up window. So basically, if you're close to the corner, you can combo it. If you're not close to the corner, you can't combo it because they're basically going to be stuck on the wall for longer, pretty much, just to make it where you still can combo from it. It's just not as likely. Hitbox for registering close ranges has been expanded, and same thing. Crimson Cleave, the light and medium follow-ups, on her parry. Recovery has been reduced by 2 frames. Recovery has been reduced by 1 frame. Change the frame advantage from -8 to ooh. All right, that's nice. This shit was already basically let's be honest, the medium version was already unreactable pretty much as is, and that they're making it, and yet it's going to recover faster. Forward travel speed and distance have been increased. Okay, reaches for knockback has been reduced while launch height has been increased. Are we going to be able to hang on, are we going to be able to combo this mid, are Zeta players going to be able to combo this mid-screen now? Are Zeta players going to be able to combo the light and medium versions on counter hit mid-screen now? If so, yes, I did see the Elsa character guide. Oh, the mid-air hit, the mid-air hit still but 30 frames. Either way, though. They're already, okay, well, so they're already able to, but now it's easier. I know you could with medium before. I didn't know you could do it with light before. I did know you can do it medium, though. And now I'm guessing now, though, you're going to be able to get close button follow-ups, though. I'm guessing mid-screen now, where before I'm pretty sure it was only far normals. But now you'll probably be able to get close normals. Basically same Caitlyn character art type, right? Not exactly. Okay, kind of. Zeta is going to be a nightmare for Bubs. Like, even more so now. Heavy follow-up. Recovery's been reduced by 1 frame. Change it from... Vision for a whole bunch of curves has been reduced. Follow-up window isn't changed. That's fun. Okay, that's funny. This shit was already annoying. This shit was already annoying to punish as is. Now it's going to be even more annoying to punish. That's funny. Damage has been increased for them. Star has been reduced by 2. Okay. And that was been reduced. Launch hydrogen active frames force has been reduced. Now it's striking vulnerable for 8 frames when being used after arming a foe's attack. Oh, that's big. Hang on 1 second. I'm going to dust loop real fast. I want to make sure I'm thinking of the correct move right here for Zeta. Yeah, so the Yeah, so Rising Split is the medium version. Or sorry, Rising Split is the upwards. So yeah, if you parry them with the light or medium parry, and then do this version, shut up, ad, no one likes you. Then you'll have an 8-frame window where you are completely immune to the opponent. We can watch the Ilsa guide and match after this as well. But yeah, this is insane. Well, to be fair, both the dudes are kind of insane. Her light follow up, so her forward slash goes further and is probably now comboable. And now the uppercut version is now startup is now 6 frames. Damage is increased. The knockback has been reduced, and your invul for the first 8 frames after armoring an attack. And its clash level has been increased. So you're basically, if you do the light version, you're no longer forced to do heavy. You can do light parry or medium parry into medium now, pretty much. You're no longer forced to do heavy. Oh, hey Nina, how you doing? Yeah, that's insane. So Zeta, hella buffed. Zeta's hella buffed. Holy shit. Yeah, we might have to consider Zeta for the finals. We might definitely have to consider Zeta for the finals. Holy crap. Kag, one of the other characters that everyone must need to hit. Zane, do you think we'll get a release date? Oh yeah. Alistair, I was gonna say Alistair. Alistair, thanks for the follow, appreciate it. Over Grim, along with Grim potentially. So like Grimnir for when I fight against Matera and Fairy, and then Zeta when I fight against everybody else. Or if anything, okay, so I'm actually not sorry. So Grimnir versus Vasaraga and the Zoners, and then Zeta versus everybody else is a potential idea. Because Zeta is good against the Shotos, as well as good against like the air characters. So like if basically Zeta's gonna be pretty good basically against everybody that Coco plays pretty much. And then it would be good against, like I said, against all the Shotos, and then good against Kag, good against Luane. Probably not very good against Vasaraga, where Grimnir would be, and probably not the best time against Fairy or Matera, where Grimnir would be. I feel like Zeta would be the secondary no. So Zeta would probably be the main, just because of the fact that based on the current list of Arc Tour players, she would probably be best into more matchups than Grimnir. Something to discuss. We'll discuss this later. All right, we'll discuss this part later. Need to see what Ilsa's like first too. So we might end up just playing her. We'll see. But Zeta's definitely back in the possible characters list. That's for damn sure. Anyways, though, another character I think we all hope to see nerfed. Also, what's up, Aaron? Have I been well? So heard a few. Yeah, definitely been a bit, Nina. I've been okay. Just grinding the hell out 2x KO pretty much. Going to be dog sitting for the next couple of days, and then I'm off to San Jose for Genesis, and then after Genesis, it'll be the grind for the Arc Finals. So yeah, busy times coming. Busy times are coming. How you doing? Yeah, so Kag. Grim would be the kind of pick for zoners. Yeah, so basically, no matter what, Grim would still be there, no matter who I play. because there's a couple of fairy players and a couple of Materas. So Grimny would stay for sure for both of them. Along with for the Vasaraga, depending on whoever the second character is, for the multi-hit attacks to deal with him. And then potentially Zeta if I did go with her for basically everyone else. I saw your favorite fighting into I got killed today. Can people quit saying the game is dead already? For the love of frick. Yes, and before you say anything, yes, I did. Before you say, "Oh, did you not see the news?" Yes, I saw the news, and I feel awful for the people who are out of the job now for it. What happened with 2XKO? Riot dropped a lot of the 2XKO team or dev team. Yeah, the game isn't as big as they were originally hoping for. So because of that, they dropped the hammer on multiple people that work there. So yeah, game's not dead, but game ain't looking great. Basically, the best way to put it. Game ain't dead, but game ain't looking great. Okay, anyways, CAG, right? Due to the impact of specific skills and actions, CAG's game plan often become one-dimensional. We've adjusted our kit to promote more very proactive play. Hey, Nina with the 25 bits. Appreciate that, Nina. Proactive play, the bear leverages her full range of options. A major change this time targets the synergy between man and forest-standing heavy spare body while grounded. When used together, these tools proved overly impressive. We reduced menstruation and increased recovery times to rein in their combined strength. Firstly, we introduced numerous tweaks to encourage new tactics and playstyles, especially for previously underused skills. Hit stun on the first hit of close-standing heavy has been adjusted, making it easier to round into heavy men, or M calculated. U calculated now causes a ground bounce on hit, enabling stronger follow-ups and continued pressure. Why is everybody getting more mid-screen shit, but Grimnir lost it? What the hell, man? You've also revived the Conjuring activation of Collapse with improved frame advantage. It can serve more reliably as an offensive starter on both hit and block. The aerial version of lightning recovery has been reduced. With these improvements to flow and stability, you can now construct offense from a much wider wheel of options. Now causes the opponent to fall backwards and only catch him with the first hit, increasing hit stun duration. Recovery has been increased by 4 frames. Okay, so our far heavy's way worse. The sweep has been expanded upwards. Okay. Lateral knockback has been reduced for the rock. And recovery has been reduced by 5 frames. So they're now trying to incentivize you jumping in the air and making it more, I guess. Start firing. Start up. Hits up. A lot of hits up increases. Trap duration has been decreased by half, almost. Huh. Well, they said they didn't want it all to be based around her traps, and yeah, they mean it. Damn. What was that, Kazano? New version, chargers have been increased by 60 frames as well. Air version now begins to fall 9 frames earlier. Okay. Light and heavy calculator for tracking range hasn't been increased. Second hit now causes a ground bounce. Used into a launch high when hitting high for all hits except the final has been reduced. Hitbox must bend upward, making it more difficult to whiff due to the low chain distance from the bow. Lock has been reduced by 6 frames, changing frame range from 2 to -4. Just double checking the names on things real quick. Yeah. So. So, CAG, So they want to make her game plan not all about the traps. And instead they tried making it more about the rocks. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah, that's dumb. There's no better way to put it. Yeah, that's dumb. Alright, so CAG's nerfed by quite a bit. And they made her far H when not canceled into anything. They made it much worse, making -5 to -9. They basically cut her traps in half, almost. And in return, she got rocks. Uh-huh. And they gave her a mid-screen combo with her U spear. Uh-huh. Yeah, that's confusing. I got no better way to put it. That's confusing. What's good, man? Then what's good, Loki? What's good, Colonel? I know we're about to get to Galleon soon-ish. Yeah. So we'll see what happens with CAG, but yeah, with the main game plan from a lot of her main game plan being far H into being annoying with traps, or being full screen and being annoying with traps and then shooting spears. The traps staying around for only like half the amount of time they're currently doing is not great. Have I seen the winning Cat? Yes. Cat is basically the same character still, but with a potentially annoying medium lariat and a much worse Pharrell. She's basically the same character, and the Wayne is still top tier. Henry could lock down foes using frame advantage from certain skills and his SBA. As part of this round adjustment, we shifted the power towards mid-range pokes and whiff punishments. You better not have taken away his SBA, you bitches. That is the coolest thing about that is the only cool install in this entire goddamn game. 7 Spirits of Lightning has also been updated so that he now loses spirits while taking damage. Why? In addition, aerial mantra wheels block has been standardized to -3. Why? Come on, you're nerfing some of the coolest things about the character. Making it harder to force strikes to 50-50 and now launch. Why does it launch on hits? Want some news on the heavy version? He could do fall. Oh my god. They're nerfing the good things about him. And the only cool install in the game. It's a Lamb of Matera. No, I'm whining about the fact that they're nerfing Honore's install. Literally like the only cool / good install in the game. Spiral Spear has been turned to improve its combo potential. Medium version now launches on hit, allowing for follow-ups even after Astral Piercer. For the U version, Honore now stops close to the foe, resolving an issue where it would whiff at close range. Also, you heard me, Aqua. Grimnir's install is not good, and I still stand on that. Sorry. I'm not saying. Sorry, I'm gonna rephrase it. Not the only cool one, but the only good one. Also reduces star up on Rakshaka to bolster mid-range control and just a fleeting spark to make it more effective and neutral at mid-range. Jumping Heavy now hits twice. Okay. Second hit can be blocked crouching. Sensory Lightning will fire after the second hit. Okay. And on the Bash advancing now stops in place when inputting standard U or evade after 6 repairing a foe's attack. There goes Aqua lying again. Wonder if Spear is now invincible until the second active frame when activated after 6 repairing with Armored Bastion. The Rakshaka hits blocks at the base of the spear has been expanded upwards while the foes hit stun. Star has been reduced by 3. No longer negates projectiles from U abilities, Skybound Arts, or Super Skybound Arts. Now clashes with projectiles other than those listed above. Only clashes with the first hit multi-projectiles such as certain heavy skills. So light version. The light spin no longer. Or the light staff twirl no longer negates all projectiles. Now it only negates light and medium projectiles, or light, medium, and heavy projectiles, assuming the heavy projectile is not multi-hit. Emerashika hitbox of the base spear has been expanded upwards while the foes hit stun. Does it not make it easier to follow up with far-standing heavy Rashika? So it looks like they're nerfing some of his plus frames, and in return they're giving him more combos. Is that what I'm getting? What I'm getting out of this? Also, the base of the spear has been expanded upwards, and Spiral Spear damage has been increased by 250. Grounded now launches on hits. Launch hit height on the 5th hit has been increased. Use Spiral Spear projectile now stops at the enemy's position. Okay, so that's a nice buff. So now people can't just roll through. Now people can't just straight up just ignore it. It will stop where they are. So it now joins the ranks of ultimate projectile attacks or ultimate moves that you cannot dodge. If you dodge, you will die. It joins those ranks. It was already somewhat at those ranks before, but now it's officially joined the ranks of moves that you do not spot dodge. Astral Piercer damage has been increased from 800 to 1300. When does the patch drop? Later tonight. I think in like 4 hours. I think is when maintenance starts. So somewhere around there, if I remember correctly. So it was increased by 6. Recovery has been reduced by 2. Number has been reduced while ground bounce height has been increased. Ground bounce height has been further increased for the H follow-up. No longer pushes on rate back when blocked in the corner. Correct. So yeah, about 4 hours from now. Mantra wheel, travel speed and distance have been increased. Lateral knockback. I keep saying literal. Lateral knockback for the first through third hits have been decreased, making it harder to whiff before the 4th hit. Light, medium, heavy mantra wheel behavior has been just to make all hits easier to land. Hits up for all hits, but the final one has been adjusted 2 frames, although the final has been adjusted to 14 frames, but the final hit has been increased. Light version went from 0 to -3. Medium version went from 1 to -3. And heavy version went from 3 to -3. So yeah, they're heavily messing up the wheels. Yay. Block stun has been increased by 3. Pushback on mid-air blocks been increased. On now decelerates when blocked. This has increased the distance from foe when blocked mid-air. Elevating Spark Star has been reduced by 29. Paraframe has been reduced 3 to 14 to 311. Trust me, distance prior to strike has been increased. Now consumes and 7 spears. Now consumes 2 spears whenever Honorary takes damage or on throw break. On throw break. So Honorary, they I look. So as far as so my guess, if I read this correctly, is they gave him new better combos in return for his install being much worse. Actually, I can just say his install for them basically making his plus frames a lot more limited or a lot less of them is basically what I'm getting from this. He got new combos in return for losing plus frames. Okay, so Seox. I heard good things about this. While Seox was designed to excel in close quarters combat, we've made significant adjustments to expand his mid-range offense, compensating for his close reach while preserving his identity centered on H Empty Hand. We reviewed its overall neutral and combo structure. For H Empty Hand, we increased the retreat distance and adjusted startup so it scales with movement, slowing down the further it travels. It now forces the crouching hit stun state on hit, enabling follow-ups like close standing light. It can also be chained into from a counter hit dash and anti-air crouching, expanding its role as a combo piece. So basically, if you try, so the closer you do H Empty Hand to the opponent, the slower it is. Is that what I'm reading? That's interesting. And now forces a crouch, and also now forces a crouch state, giving him better combos, like he needed them. Additionally, light medium heavy Empty Hand now grant invincibility during the dash, making them harder to interrupt with normals and reliable for closing distance through pokes. Why? However, there are no changes to post-wall clean situation followed by Tekka's event. Okay, so it's basically so they made his light, medium, and heavy versions Yuel's backdash pretty much, except it's also invuled everything pretty much on the way back down. Okay, it's not invuled everything technically, but why? Why basically make the startup invincible for all versions? It's so weird. Wasn't he already a zoner's worst nightmare with that attack, and now they're making it better? It's so weird. Versatile dash heavy can now be cancelled on hit or. Excuse me? What now? The first character that can do dashing heavy into a cancel and cancel into something. Uh-huh. So his offensive close range pressure was really good. So we're going to make him much better at getting on top of you, so you then have to deal with said really good close quarters combat. I think is what it sounds like is happening right here. Jumping you, now it's faster startup, and now launches on him, making follow pressure easier. Random. Demon Step and New Perspective can now be cancelled into from normal moves, enabling combo routes from crouching heavy, versus New Perspective is now advantage on block, making turn shifts more likely. Which one is New Perspective? Oh wait, that's 5 deal. Okay, I don't really know what 6 Claw Solutions Think By and Gate Demons have been reworked to serve as mid-range pokes and offensive starters. We also split the roles of L&M Gated Demons, clarifying them as projectile and advancing options to strengthen both his neutral game and combo potential. Okay, by show of hands, who here thought going into this patch that Seox needed help with combo potential? Nobody? Yeah, I didn't think so. What the fuck? I think if there's like any character in this entire game that didn't need help with combo potential, I think Seox is one of them. Dashing Heavy. Second hit now only activates on close counter hits. Damage has been adjusted to just 1200. First hit cannot be cancelled on hit or block. Second hit only be cancelled on hits. Somebody doesn't play this game. I did. Alright, touche. Walks down on the first hit has been reduced by 2 frames. Changing frame of -8 to -10. Who cares? You can cancel it. Fast travel on the first hit has been reduced. Again, who cares? Second hit now causes crumple state. Why? Second hit no longer increases SBA gauge. Random. Recovery on the second hit has been increased by 15 Okay, sure. Again. So weird. It's just so weird. Jumping use startup has now been reduced by 6 frames and launches on hit. Mid-air hit stun has been reduced by 4. Position block has been increased. Random. Demon Step cannot be cancelled into from a normal attack. Cannot be cancelled into from crouching or heavy. Wait, what now? Wait, what now? Wait, what now? Okay. Dashing heavy. So you can now do dashing heavy into 5U and B+ to then start your string. Okay. What's up, Absolute? I'm sure you already know. Almost there. Yeah, then yep, teleport is now minus. Okay. 6 claw execution all versions. Fixed issue it follows combat before not the connection late. Hitbox being expanded upwards when hitting a foe at height. I assume there is a gap. Who knows what the gap is? Because who honestly, who knows what the gap's going to end up being because of the fact that it's cancelable. So we'll see how much of a gap it ends up being, I guess. Execution. Star has been reduced first hit from 13 for second hit from 1918. Travel speed and distance has been increased in order to reduce cases where this change results in whipping on airborne opponents. That's now decelerate and close to the foe. Okay. Our demon kick, travel speed and distance have been increased. Snake bite, travel speed and distance have been increased. Medium snake bite, jump height prior to attack has been increased. That's been decreased from 30 to 23. Is it snake bite the kick? Yes, it is. They made one of the few gap options where people mash 7 frames faster. Change. Oh, okay, it's minus unblock now. Okay, it's minus unblock. Frame rate when blocked, crouching is minus 1. It's 1 foot. Okay, gotta stand block this. Gotta stand block that. Now causes ground bounce. Common limit value has been increased from 0 to 2. Okay. Sorry, I'm constantly having to go back and forth between the dust loop and this just to see what the heck the names are for some of these attacks. Thunder Flash charge now tracks the foe after jumping. Jump height and aerial time have been increased. Okay. No longer mid-air block after jumping. Okay. Gay Demons. Hitbox for the first 2 active frames been expanded downwards, making it easier to hit crouching foes. Rebound distance when attacking has been reduced, change frame advantage from -4 to -1. Counter advantage frames have been reduced. Combined with the rebound distance, change of frame advantage on counter has been increased by... God, how much shit does Seox get? What the hell, man? You get it, Demons. Travel speed now decelerates when foe is in hit stun at close range. Mid-air now causes a ground bounce, making fall. Again, he did not need... He did not need more freaking combos and follow-ups. Rebound height when with mid-air has been decreased. When used near the ground, the window where the foe can ground throw stacks have been increased. Saris is unthrowable after attack due to the rebound. Okay. The damage emitter heavy version projectile duration has been decreased by 32. Alright, that's funny. Yeah, that's why I'm constantly going back and forth between looking here and looking here to either A, look at what you guys say, or B look at Dust Loop. I have Dust Loop up as well on the screen. Empty handle versions, yep, we read about that. Now, yeah. We read this in the coffee. This was the one you were waiting for. We read this in the summary. It's up here in the summary. Additional empty and now grant invincibility. So we saw that one already.
What the hell is wrong with you?
Many things, but that's beside the point. L class and lane recovery has been increased by 4 frames advantage from 14 to 18. Frame advantage when hitting near the foe's feet has been changed from 4 frames to 0. Lateral knockback has been decreased while launch height has been increased. Mid-air hit stun has been decreased by 8 frames. Medium empty and lane recovery has been increased by 4 frames advantage. Again, same thing, like from +4 to 0. Technically, whenever you want, since I do have the box, but if it's alright with you, probably not today, just because today is just a short stream going over the Grand Blue stuff, but tomorrow Wednesday, or well, I'm gonna be gone for the rest of the week after that, but next week after that, anytime after that is fine, just not today, if that's okay. Like I said, I normally don't stream today. It's just Grand Blue patch shit dropped. Also, we're gonna be streaming for most of the day on Wednesday because it's my birthday. So, well, it's my birthday on Thursday technically, but I'm gonna be in the car for 5 hours on Thursday. So Wednesday will be the birthday stream. Agent Hang now forces a crouching state. Lower number has been decreased. Yeah, it's just. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly who thought it was a good idea, basically, to give light, medium, and heavy empty hands UL backflip. It's just so weird. Like, they went from basically the heavy version being auto neutral to now the heavy version no longer being auto neutral because the further it travels, the slower it goes, but now is just invincible. It was already goofy. Now it's even more goofy. Yeah, strange. Yeah, I got nothing. I got no other ways to describe this. Just strange. But yeah, because just to show you, I did get the box. So it will be, so anytime that's not today, we will be good to go. Siegfried, another. Again, Sax was a character I did not think would be on this list, let alone having the freaking longest notes so far. Neither was Siegfried, and this has me concerned because we do have a Siegfried player. Tororo didn't make it, so he's going to be in the LCQ, I guess, if anything. We reviewed Siegfried's kit to ensure he retains high damage output from his 8 starters. In particular, we've expanded his options upon landing far standing heavy and just its behavior on the hit and on block. Far standing heavy now deals more damage, and his proximity block range has been widened to bolster his mid-range presence. Better enable pressure shrink with far standing heavy, we've also turned that word. The version that people are saying Sig is bottom 3. Well, people are stupid. Anyone who thinks Siegfried is bad right now, or has been bad for the last multiple patches, are stupid. L version has increased forward speed and reach, strengthening the statistic poke. The uncharged medium version, frame advantage has been improved from 4 to 0. And trials further for smoother pressure. The H version launches higher on hit, making it easier to chain into additional attacks. Now launches on hit, helping Siegfried maintain advantageous spacing, while also increase the number of projectile clashes it can endure. Oh no. Oh no. And adjusts its behavior after clashes. Oh no. Improving its value as a mid-range poke and option for anti-projectile counterplay. Oh no. Blow of the Dragon, which consumes half of current HP to grant a buff, has been strengthened to boost movement speed and attack power, providing clear advantage in neutral once activated. For his self buff, and we remove the time limit. The effect now persists until the. Oh shit! They gave Siegfried an actual dragon install. They gave Siegfried an actual dragon install. Oh no. With movement speed and attack power. Maybe I should go play Siegfried. Depending on how fast they make his install, maybe I should go play Siegfried. What the fuck? Who thought this was a good idea? Far heavy has been increased from 14 to 16. No, I'm joking. I'm not actually going to. We're looking at Zeta from these patch notes, not Siegfried. I ain't gonna go play a Shoto. Relax. Hurtbox during recovery has been expanded forward. Dash heavy launch height has been first being increased. Second, knock causes ground bounce. What's with them adding random ground bounces? Jumping U no longer hits foes behind Siegfried. So the win that Fitizen? Yeah, I'm pretty sure Fitizen got in Europe when he just did jump against Tororo with the random. Actually, no, sorry, that wasn't against Tororo. He just matched DP for that one. Against Pixie? I think it was against Pixie, where he just did JU and then hit behind him and won the match, and the betted all next touch win situation will not work anymore. So that's funny. Fight now lasts until the end of the round. HP stocks will increase. Okay, that makes at least a little more sense now. If it's going to last the entire round, they double the amount of damage he does to himself. That being said, though, he still has a million HP, so he most certainly has 1,000 to give. Attack power at bones at level 3 has been reduced, and they also made level 3 lowered slightly. Now launches foes. Mid-air hit stun has been reduced by 7 frames, 25 to 18. Projectile class. I want to double check. I want to double check something real quick. No. They made Siegfried's light projectile have higher projectile levels. They made it have a higher projectile level. Great. Matera players, beware.
Who thought this was okay?
Matera players, beware. You got a big-ass projectile coming your way, and your arrows ain't going to do shit. Best part is, players like Tororo were already swapping to Siegfried specifically for those matchups. And guess what? Now when they swap to Siegfried for those matchups, that shit is going to be even stupider. What's the frame date on the medium version? Okay, medium version is still okay. Medium version is -6, so this one's whatever. You messenger close hit range is standardized to match other characters. Okay, sure, whatever. Hitbox has been inward, make it easier to hit foes directly above. Can now be blocked mid-air. Oh, the slam. Travel speed and distance have been increased. Huh? Really? Making that shit already went really far and was really quick. Now it goes further and is faster. Uh-huh.
Who thought this was okay?
And are potentially giving him more mid-screen combos as well. They really just don't want Grimnir. They really just don't want Grimnir to have mid-screen combos when everyone else can. I think that's what I'm learning here. Everyone else can have some form of a mid-screen combo using non-raging strikes or non-EX moves or non-ultra moves except for Grimnir. You know, unless Grimnir has seals, which he has to use for everything. Also, this patch is meant to say, hey, you're using these things too much. Why don't you use these other things? Grimnir should be on this list because we have to use seals way too much, and we want to use seals, but it'd be nice if we didn't have to use seals for literally everything. But I guess that doesn't count. Now freezes time when armoring. Okay, sure. Why not? Why not? Draws have been increased. Star has been reduced by 1. Sure. Draws and distance has been reduced. Attack power bonus has been changed to 1. Yeah, we knew about that one. Now increases dash speed. Jump and height are reduced while forward jump and high jump distance are increased. That's going to look interesting. Stars increased from 11 to 14. Okay. Weird. Why? Who? Yeah. I think so. I think he legitimately gets Charlotte. I think he gets Charlotte jump in install while at the same time being able to jump further. So he can jump further while having Charlotte height or Charlotte jump. Okay, Lucilius. Going for like an hour and 20 minutes, and I'm still not even done with the. There's only 10 characters on this list. Jesus Christ. Yo, not a nerd with the 21s in the prime. Not a nerd. We here at NTC know you have many options of where we want to spend your prime stuff. We thank you for choosing us. How's the patch so far? Did they nerf Grimnir again? No. Grimnir is not on this list, and hey, guess what? You know how Avatar Belial has been bottom tier for as long as this game's been out, and probably needs some buffs if he ever wants to be relevant in the history of this game. Well, guess what? He appears not on this list again because he will never be allowed to be good. It is a rule that Avatar Belial will never be allowed to be good, as long as Rising exists. Anyway, adjustment for Lucilius focus on improving the utility of his kit when his blade level is low, which is basically the entire game because they made it impossible to get level 5 anymore. Any word on Elsa? Elsa's cool. She comes out in 4 hours. Character would be known as fight. Yeah, true. He would be, and I'd play him. In a heartbeat. But he sucks. Because his design sucks. For Orbital Resonance, blade level now increases incrementally, starting 31 frames after its activation. While active, his skill cooldown time is halved. We also refined the L and H version to have increased reach to be more effective from afar, while the M version's draw and distance has been enhanced. We further distinguish the roles of M and H. That word. The M version now has faster forward speed and longer reach, making it stronger as a mid-range approach or combo tool. H version is slower startup, but grants the slowest advantage on block. In return, whiff recovery has been increased to punish dodge or crossover responses. For standing heavy, the draw-on effect on counter has been strengthened, making close standing H easier to confirm. Additionally, H Iblis now starts with faster and can be chained from a counter hit close standing heavy, making a reliable punish after blocking invincible moves. Adjustments such as reduced recovery after the work for El Tessera and an expanded hitbox on U Iblis have been made to broaden his neutral options and encourage more diverse offensive gameplay. Sure. First and heavy, draw distance has been increased. Go to when recovered twice as likely while active. I'd be curious how often Lucilius players are going to go into this stance and do it long enough to actually make use of these buffs. Outside of the skill cooldown thing, that part will probably be useful to just double the time on that. But curious. Maybe the people will come up with combos that use like multiple of these in a single combo or something, so that way you take advantage of it to get levels faster. I don't know. Light active frames have been increased by 5. Just speed at the 7th frame has been just the projectile doesn't reach the other side of the screen. Okay. M draw distance has been increased. H draw distance has been increased against foes at range. And cancel tolerance has been reduced. Okay, then they made it so So they made it easier to go in and out of the stance without being punished. Interesting. Yeah, I don't think it is either. I'm just saying, I'm just trying to think of ways that this would be useful for that avoid to where you actually would get to at least this 31 frame window, right? Like it's cool that they made it faster that you could then cancel out of it, so that way you get punished less often for going into it, or more difficult to punish if you go into it. But you still have to be in the stands for more than 30 frames in order to see any kind of increase from it. So I'm not sure exactly how much this is going to do anything. The buffs to it are good. But I don't know about this part. ATL star has been reduced by 5. Trust speed and distance have been increased. Is that the projectile? Yes, it is. Okay. So every projectile has been increased by 5, and it goes further and faster. You hitbox on the first active frame as the projectile appears to have been expanded forward. Random, but okay. Medium is that word. Scary. Travel speed and distance have been increased. That's teleport. No, that's his hit grab. That is his hit grab. Why is that his hit grab? Why? So they buffed the medium version, which I'm pretty sure is the version everyone spammed anyways because it was safe. H version, travel speed and distance have been reduced. Startup has been increased by 10. Block stun has been adjusted to make it punishable. Screen now shakes on block to distinguish from different versions of it. Recovery on whiffs has been increased by 19. Huh? Nobody was using the heavy version. Am I looking at the wrong attack? No, that's the hit grab. No one uses the heavy version. Why are you nerfing that one? They're gutting the heavy version and buffing the medium version? So they're making heavy worse and making medium better. The medium was the better version this entire time. So they're nerfing the heavy version. So basically, hey, put yourself on a much longer cooldown for a much worse move. They're saying, hey, bro, you guys want to put yourself on a longer cooldown? Use a move that doesn't go. Use a move that has nerfed travel speed and distance, that has 10 frames more startup, that is now punishable on block, and has now 58 frames of whiff recovery. Where the medium version, heavy version doesn't. Oh, it's +6. Oh, I'm blind. Okay, that makes a lot more sense now. I'm blind. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Okay. Forget my blow up there. That makes a lot more sense now. I was like, this makes 0 sense. Why the hell would this move have everything nerfed, including block stun? No, block stun is now plus on block. Okay, that makes a lot more sense now. That makes a million times more sense now. Okay, never mind. Ignore my entire freak out there. That makes a lot more sense. Interesting. Actually, I didn't know that. I thought he still had that issue as well. But interesting. I learn something new every day. But yeah, so he's definitely buffed. I don't think this matters. This will probably matter at least a little bit. These are good. This is good. I don't think this is going to matter all that much. I don't think this matters all that. Actually, this could end up being kind of like Zeta Ultimate Projectile, and you can kind of just you can use it on a negative frame situation. Just toss it out to try and punch people for trying to close the gap. So that could be good. This is stupid. Honestly, even now knowing, oh, it's actually plus because I'm blind and can't see. Apparently, I need to grab my. Apparently, I should grab my glasses, even though my glasses are not made to actually help in this situation. But I'll do it anyways as part of the joke. And he now recovers 3 frames faster from his light teleport. So some interesting Basilius changes, I'll say. Probably not the most impact. Again, these ones are good. These changes are all good. Probably not the most buffed character in this patch, but they're solid. I think Seox and Zeta are definitely more buffed than Basilius is, but it's interesting. Definitely an interesting take on the character, though, trying to put a lot more power into his 5U stance, though. Definitely interesting. And then lastly, Vicola. Vicola is designed to excel in neutral with Dream Come True, so we reduce her. I saw part of this. This is going to piss off. This character is going to piss off so many people. The appearance odds for items have been adjusted. Ball appears less often, while Spike Ball and Bomb appear more often. This is going to piss off. Oh yeah, not lastly, Galleon after that. Sorry, second to last, and the Rat Gallia themselves to say so. This is going to piss off so many people. Yeah, Galleon's next after this. Sorry, not lastly. Yeah, this is going to piss off so many people. The odds of Spike Ball and Bomb appearing more often. Overall animation for Dream Come True Psych is shorter, making it less likely to be countered when switching items. For Dream Attraction, the L version's cannon spawns further away and faster, making it easier to run pressure from moves like Far Standing Heavy. Yeah, so less chances of being rolled, which has always been her weak spot. U version previously is strong for reset, now a slower startup and has a reduced backstep after activation to decrease its risk if evaded, which is fair. People, the Vicola players kind of just use it just cause. Now causes a wall bounce on hit, even at mid-screen, enabling higher. Okay, see, even Vicola is getting more mid-screen combos. They just remove it from Grimnir, and lets everyone else have it, or get new versions. Cag with the spikes, Vicola with the cannon. Expanded mid-range pokes, crouching medium has been increased forward speed and reach with reduced recovery. Far Standing Heavy now starts up in 10 and has less recovery. That's honestly kind of crazy because her far heavy goes so far. M Ring of the Dormouse now starts slower, but accelerates greatly while active to reach far away foes quicker. Reduces pushback on hit to total duration on the whiff and just its range, so it no longer reaches the screen edge. Fair enough. Other improvements include making Light Rodent Rhythm now hit twice and adjusting its pushback, part of a broader path to improve the usability of her attacks and skills. Close Heavy is now 10 frames. Far Heavy is now 10 frames. Recovery has been reduced from 10 to 8. Range at which foes enter blocking motion has been increased. This move is already hit so far away. Crouching medium travel speed distance have been increased. I'll be curious about this since it already was a really far-reaching attack. Recovery has been reduced by 4 frames, changing frame data from -10 to -6. So they're finally giving her the frame data the frame data buffs that I think we've all been talking that she needed for a long time. What's up, sheep? How's the patch in my opinion? Confusing. I think that's the best way to put it, confusing. Jumping medium is now 6 frames. Jumping heavy is now 8 frames, which again kind of crazy because of how far that shit reaches. Psych is now 11 frames instead of 16. Release cancel is now 30 instead of 35. That's pretty nice. Dream come through mid-air. Now tosses items upward with input or down. Now tosses items upwards when input with up forward or down forward. For now being civil item threats after tossing an item. Interesting. So I wonder that. So, Dragalia. By throw up. She normally just throws it down. That could look funny with Star. Like stars and bombs. That could probably be pretty interesting with stars and bombs. Tossing it upwards to probably toss it further. Mid-air lane recovery is now 0. The ball appearance has been reduced. Bomb and spike ball appearance have been increased. Heart and cheese standards effects of 500 HP restoration and 10% SPA gauge. And 10% SPA gauge restoration for both items. Oh, so now both heart and cheese now both restore HP and SPA? Interesting. Probably a pretty good change. Dream Traction LM8 fixes the bug. Fixes an issue where performing Dream Traction with technical input would occasionally cause skills used afterwards to erroneously behave as though they were used with a technical input. Oh, interesting. Random, but interesting. No, knockback has been reduced. Cannon now appears further away. Dream Traction. Starve has been increased by 4. Now hits 10 times. Damage has been changed from 2,000 to just 200 times 10. 10th hit now also causes wall bounce to mid-screen. Rebound distance has been reduced. It makes it easily punished, but at the same time better in general besides that. Roto Rhythm now hits twice except when clashing. Damage has been changed from 900 to 600 plus 300. Star has been decreased by 1. Now on opponent on regular hit, launch height has been increased. Medium version hits stun on the third hit has been increased by 6. Launch height on the third has been reduced. Now comes the counter hit for all 3 hits of the first hit counter hits. Sounds like a bug fix, but okay. Ring the Dormouse. All versions hurt box from startup frame 4 through active frames have been shortened. Ring Dormouse medium version now starts slower and accelerates during active frames. Dormouse should hit at the same timing close range and faster at long range. No longer goes full screen. Active frames have been reduced by 6, again to make it not go full screen. Recovery has been increased by 3. Pushback has been reduced. Marching Teeth. Projectile speed has been increased by projectile speed has been increased. Active frames have been increased by 4. Dormouse no longer disappears if Vicula takes the Alrighty. Yeah, so Vicula's going to be pretty... So yeah, Dragalia's going to beat us all up. I think that's probably the best way to describe these Vicula changes. Dragalia is going to beat us all up. Dragalia, any thoughts on these patch notes besides the fact that you are going to beat us all up? We got nerfed. Gets a bunch of stuff and then says, "We were nerfed!" Okay, now last but not least, sorry. Oh, never mind. Still not last but not least. I'm forgetting how many freaking characters have come out. We have Sandalphon, and then we have Galleon, right? If Sandalphon, then Galleon, then we're done because I cannot, because I do not know how to count to 10. No wonder I can't play characters with 10 frames with normals higher than 10 frames. Sandalphon's elemental usage skewed heavily towards fire and light. Oh shit. In response, we refined the strengths of water, earth, and wind to clarify the rules in his toolkit. Roles. While most changes are focused on neutral, impact on the combo-oriented H versions have been kept minimal. For water, light and M, Gabriel Waters now hit twice. A sword strike has been added to the start, creating a strike into projectile sequence. M version's initial behavior is now standardized with L, improving setups from afar and mid-range. To prevent excessive pressure, the hurtbox has been extended forward from activation through recovery. For Earth, the range of L and M has been greatly extended and retooled as easy-to-use long-range projectiles. The startup is slower, but both allow follow-ups on hit and create more advantageous situations even on block. Kind of weird to have the Earth version be the zoning option, but I guess here we are. For Wind, the backward retreat after L, M, and H Gale has been increased to improve their spacing utility. The M and H versions now hit 5 times. Backstep Wind aligned also travels further, encouraging more position-based gameplay in neutral. Additionally, L first in line has faster startup and a forward expanded hitbox, improving its use as a poke and combo tool. Increased horizontal knockback on hit makes it easier to link into elemental projectiles. Conversely, we've expanded the hurtbox before and after startup and increased startup time for jumping U, increasing the risk when used carelessly. So jumping U is dead. So at least there's that. Dash and heavy trust speed has been increased, reducing distance between self and the foe. Jumping U. Yeah, they're nerfing JU. Thank God for that, honestly. Backstep windline duration and travel distance has been increased, changing total frames from 18 to 21. L Water now is a hitbox on the sword animation prior to the projectile appearing. Change attack to a 2-hit strike plus projectile. Start for the strike is 14 frames, projectile is 17 frames. Damage has been increased. Projectile now launches on hits. Hurtbox from startup through recovery has been expanded forward. Projectile clash hit count has been reduced from 3 to 1. Interesting. M version now is a hitbox on the sword animation projectile. Change attack to 2-hit strike. Yep, same thing. Hurtbox from strike startup through recovery has been expanded forward. Judge has been decreased by 60 frames. Projectile now gradually accelerates and continues to travel past the end of the screen. Okay, so you can't just use it and have it sit there. Or at least for the medium version. Projectile clash hit went from 3 to 1. Recovery has been increased by 18 frames. H version now gradually accelerates. Projectile no longer disappears when someone takes damage or blocks. Okay, this one is good. Well, that's good. I'm also not sure either. I'm curious. I'm curious if this is going to lead to potential combos now. If he's able to do like LLL into light or medium water that now does swing and then pops him in the air to potentially do another normal or something, or they're just gonna pop out too quick. Otherwise, the projectile launching on hit is a little odd and kind of a really random change. Earth version no longer pushes back when hitting or being blocked in the corner. So pressure. Light Earth start has been increased to Jesus Christ. It's a 32 frame startup. When it catches a roller or a jump, but it's much easier to hit confirm. Yeah, definitely sounds more likely than my idea, but it's still kind of weird, honestly. Although to be fair, people weren't doing the water projectiles in combo anyways, or at least on the grounded combos, so that probably isn't changing all that much. The fact that the projectile now moves quicker though is cool, and the slash first could make for some interesting pressure options potentially. That being said though, the projectile losing its 3 hits and getting sent down to 1 is kind of rough, because that was one of the best things about it, was the fact that it was multiple hits. So I think overall buffs for water, but at the same time, and slight nerfs there. Yeah, I think it's I think it will work. I think it's kind of like Grand M Fireball, yeah. So I think, but so yeah, definitely better, bit worse in some areas. Like I said, namely the fact that it's 1 hit now instead of 3. But it going faster, it having the extra hits could lead to some interesting options. Earth, like I said, Earth though being a 32 frame startup is something. Projectile range has been increased. Number of projectiles hit has been increased from 4 to 5. Active frames have been increased by 28. So is he literally just going to be shooting spikes across like the full screen pretty much over and over again on a 32 frame timer? Is that what this is pretty much? He's just going to be like Omega plus if blocked or hit, and it just lasts forever. But the startup is slow as hell. So weird. With the scale, pushback has been increased. Number of projectiles hit has been changed from 2 to 5. Projectile clash hit count as 1. Total damage of friend ends are unchanged. Pushback. Interesting. Number of projectile hits has been changed from 3 to 5. Projectile clash count hit is still 1. First in line star has been reduced from 20 to 16. His box has been expanded upwards. Hurt box from immediately prior to the first active frame through recovery now has been expanded upwards. And the heavy version expanded forward. Hurt box from immediately prior to the first active frame through recovery has been expanded forward. Yeah, I'm going. Where's that? There it is. Yeah, main version's already 32. Maybe this is supposed to be heavy. Maybe this is supposed to be heavy version. Heavy version has been increased from 14 to 32 because the heavy version is also 14. So that's my guess, is that that now the heavy version is 32. All right, now last but not least, as I've now said for like the 4th time, we've increased Galleon's baseline strength across our normals and skills with a major rework to meteorite that greatly increases agility and variation, and hopefully maybe we'll actually make people actually afraid to do something. Meteorite has been revised, so M version now summons a meteorite directly in front of her, giving her an alternative option from the L and H version, which still attract the foe. Dropping a meteorite now consumes 2 levels. Now consume 2 levels. Okay. Dropping a meteorite now consumes 2 levels. Now consume 2 levels, but it will remain in position. I think I'm the one that that wrote these changes apparently. But it will remain in position, so when her meteorite is level 3 or higher, it can be used consecutively. That's interesting. Get more advantage to try and make the level 3 or higher, so that way you can summon multiple meteorites. Additionally, while we've added charged versions of meteorite to allow her to increase its level quickly, we've adjusted the amount gained from medium H and U version to prevent excessive suppression from repeated use. We've also improved the downward hitboxes for jumping heavy and U, and adjusted jumping U to now hit 3 times, improving its cross-up option. Seisms, whatever, lateral hitbox has been extended for greater reach, and the charged version now causes a crumple state on. Ooh, that's good. I'm Hen. Thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. So your crouching heavy, active hurt box has been shortened. Jumping heavy, active hurt box has been expanded downward. Jumping you now hits 3 times rather than 1. Dashing heavy, hitbox has been expanded backwards. Hitbox has been expanded upwards when hitting a foe at height. This major tell when Galleon has hit a foe directly above her. Fair enough. Just funny to see something. Hitbox has been expanded backwards. Just kind of funny reading that. Size of lateral hitbox has been expanded. Now causes a crumple state even when hitting with a meteorite. Will of the Earth. Hitbox and hurtbox has been expanded forward. Medium travel speed and distance have been increased. Drawn distance has been increased. Bedrock blast. Projectile startup has been reduced by 4. Her fall speed after firing the projectile has been increased, changing frames from 76 to 71. Now hits 3 times. Damage has been changed. Interesting. So it's now EX version is now a 3 hitting projectile. So if you fire a EX projectile, it won't just blow through it. Makes sense. Mighty Embrace now tracks a foe when used at close range. Medium version now tracks a foe when used at long range. After Meteorite now reduces the summon meteorite's level by 2. We just talked about that. L version can now be charged. Charged version has 48 frames. Charging for more than 35 frames will increase the meteorite's level by an additional 1. Medium version total frames have been reduced by 21, making it 30 frames. Meteorite level raise has been reduced from 4 to 1. Oh right, they're not. Oh right, because they're not making. I was like, what the hell? Oh, right, because they're going to make it where she then immediately summons a meteorite in front of her. Can now be charged. Charged version has 48 total frames. Charging for more than 35 frames will increase the meteorite's level by an additional 1. Meteorite level will rise by a total of 2. So you can either do a 30 frame meteorite that appears right in front of her and then drop it immediately, or you can charge it for more than 35 frames and then you can drop a level 2 rock in front of you. Or a tank you can drop a 2 rock if you've already got level 2. H. Meteorite level raise has been reduced from 3 to 2, but can now be charged. So that way, now, once again, if you do by more than 35 frames, it will rise by 3 instead of 2. And U version no longer raises the meteorite level or reduces the level of any currently summoned meteorites by 2. What? No longer raises the meteorite level or reduces the level of any currently summoned meteorite by 2. What? Oh, okay. So it no longer gives you a meteorite level. It just immediately summons a meteorite. No change when a meteorite isn't summoned. So does that mean you just straight up cannot summon? So that just mean does that mean you just cannot summon a meteorite with this attack if you don't have a circle available already? I'm going to assume that's not the case. That'd be really weird. But yeah, I don't really see Galleon going up a ton from this. So although there are some good buffs here, I don't think this is going to be enough for her. And then some bug fixes. Okay. So. Okay, so Catalina basically same character. Luane's still top tier. Zeta seems like she could be really crazy. Cagliostro lost her main game plan. Honore got both better and worse. Honestly, I think the coolest parts about him got worse, but then they made other parts about him better. Seox and Siegfried don't make any sense to me whatsoever. They both like his EX empty hands got a little worse, while basically everything else about him got better. Siegfried just straight up got better, and is now going to be very annoying for zoners. I would say a sentence that I never thought I would ever say. And I'll be very curious to see how fast and how much damage his install now gives him. Since apparently he now literally has a dragon install. Siegfried's approaching your location. Well, depending on how much speed that install increase, he might be here the moment he steps towards me. Oh no, empty hands. I'm sorry. So empty hands as a whole got better. It's just the idea of, or just raw EX empty hands, like the Seos Classic, that got worse because if you travel, because the further you travel, which normally happens a lot in the Seox raw empty hands game plan, that got worse because it gets slower, making it more obvious that it's happening. But that being said, though, it's still overall better because that shit is just invincible now for reasons unknown. So it is overall better. It's just that raw EX empty hands in neutral, like the brain dead empty hands use is gone, or the old version of it. Now we have a new brain dead empty hands. We went from one brain dead option for the empty hands to another brain dead empty hands options. Yep, and the way the move worked already is still a thing. So yeah, these two make zero sense to me. They both got hella buffed for reasons I could not fathom. Lucilia's changes are weird. I don't know how much those stance changes are going to actually do for him. It's an interesting interesting path they're taking him on. I'm curious to see how that's going to work up. Vikla changes are all really good, and she is going to piss a lot of people off. The Sandalphon changes I don't think are enough. The water stuff is cool. It's both better and worse. But so that's interesting. But I think for the most part, he's still going to stay relatively the same, like in terms of where he is on the tier list. Because, like I said, I think they made water better, but I still think you're going to see primarily people just going into fire all the time. We might now start seeing some people actually use water. I think is all that changes. And then Galleon, although better, I think she's still going to be bottom tier though. I don't think this really changed that. And yeah, so that's my opinions / guesses on the changes for all these characters. Dragalia is very happy, clearly. All the rats. No. I don't know. I'm just going. Not that I didn't say that EX Empty Hands has more recovery. They said that EX Empty Hands is slower when it travels farther. Or they don't say it here. Where did they say that? That was it. For EX Empty Hands, we increase the retreat distance and adjust the startup so it scales with movement, slowing down the farther he travels. But it's not in the. But it's not even in the notes. Alright, that's confusing. So it's in the summary, but not the notes. Well, I guess we'll find out on that one then, I guess. Because it's not in the notes, it's just in the summary. Yeah, I guess we'll find that out later. Sig changes are fire, love it. Sig changes are good. If you play Siegfried, they are good. If you don't play Siegfried or you hate Siegfried, looking at my fellow Grimnir players, we're not happy about that. But yeah, so CAG is definitely much worse, which is bad for the many, and when I say many, I mean many Cagliostro players that are going to the finals. And then the many Lwayne players going to the finals, they're fine. Not really. Also, him doing raw super on our projectile is kind of the least of our issues when it comes to him. Like in the Grimnir Siegfried matchup, I don't say the matchup sucks because he can super through our tornadoes. That's kind of the least of our issues when it comes to Siegfried. But yeah, so as for the art tour, this is where my mind is currently at for the art tour, which, like I said, we'll discuss it more next week, and we'll discuss it more next week, and we'll get it all figured out and start practicing for the finals. But where I'm at right now is that Grimnir will stay as minimum a secondary character to fight against the Vasaraga. The Vasaraga is going to be there along with the Zoners, since there's a few Materas and I think 2 fairies. So Grim will for sure be there for them. And then current idea is either Ilsa, depending on how cool she is and how good she is. We won't know that until later, of course. Lwayne, because unfortunately I still think he is going to be top. I still think he's going to be probably still top 3 next patch. Or Zeta, because I think Zeta was already solid last patch, just difficult, and now she is less difficult. Has better combos, and her parry is much stronger. And she potentially will just have more combos too, more newer combos. Yeah, so she's overall stronger as well as easier to play. To where I think she's going to be good. And also she does decently into a lot of the characters that are going to be at the finals. And actually covers a lot of Grimnir's bad matchups too. So that's where I'm currently at. The combo thing was just a guess because of the faster spears. So the combo thing was just pure speculation, but she's for sure. But her combos are definitely going to be easier at the very least. Combos are going to be easier. Having a far-reaching 8-frame 2M. Her projectiles being faster is really good, as well as the medium version now wall bouncing. That's also really good. Her parries are all much better. Chrono, welcome to Grimnir's world. She literally got the Grimnir nerf. She got the exact same Grimnir nerfed. Her lariat is now -4, so not punishable unless in the corner, and doesn't wall bounce unless you're close to the corner. So guess what? You can now join Grimnir and have an incredibly ignorant ultimate lariat that you can just spam at will if you want to, for no other reason than you can. Like I said, welcome to being Grimnir now. But yeah, so that's where my mind is currently at right now for the finals. Is that I'm either going to play Luane, Zeta, or Ilsa for the finals, to go along with Grimnir. That's where my mind is currently at for my best options for the finals. But like I said, that'll be more of that's going to be a discussion we'll start having. We might end up having that conversation tomorrow, since we're going to be playing Grand Blue all day tomorrow anyways. Grimnir 4, now you're Grimnir with better buttons but worse throw bait. Yeah, so basically what you are now is what Zeta now is a Grimnir. She's now a Grimnir with better normals, better corner carry, worse neutral, and worse throw bait, but a much better defensive option. True. That it is. So worse throw bait, but still not exactly bad throw bait. Better normals, better defense. But worse neutral, because tornadoes are better than her projectiles, even though her projectiles did get buffed. Yeah. Now you legitimately have to call out Rhapsody with a throw, because if you press a button on her light Rhapsody now, she legitimately has she now has 8 frames where you cannot hurt her. And then also her light and medium follow-ups both are easier to both have better combos from them now, as well as more pushback and less recovery. Yeah, they just made her. Yeah, exactly. So they just also it's a lot harder to stay out of cleave range since they increased the distance on the cleave. I know. I meant for you can't just. I meant now you can't you can't just mash like light or something like that. You can't just mash light and then catch the startup of her follow up to punish you. Is more so what I meant. Yeah, Cleave being -8 and reaching further means that you can't exactly just wait it out anymore. Also true. Yep, can't do that. Yep, can't do that anymore. Yeah, so funnily enough, for my potentially last event with Grand Blue as a focus, I might be going back to the first character I ever played in Grand Blue Rising, and being Zeta, or at least I'm considering it. Like I said, those buffs are nice. And I think she was already pretty solid before, but now even more so. Where she is on the tier list though, I have absolutely no freaking clue. But it is tempting. What do you think? What do you think, Chrono? You play her. Where do you think she fits on the tier list now? And do you think she's worth me considering for the finals? Yeah, I saw the 2SKO news, and someone earlier in stream came to let me know that came to ask me what do I think about my main game being killed. And normally I scoff when people say that, and I still scoff a little bit at people saying that right now. But this is a really bad look. It's a really bad look for 2SKO, the fact that pretty much they're firing half their team. So it's like, as much as I love to scoff at whenever people say 2SKO is a dead game, 2SKO is going to be 2SKO is dead on arrival. Console's going to do nothing, blah blah blah, etc. etc. And I will still scoff at that, because that's a bit overboard, but this is still a really bad look. Yeah, I'll pull it up here. Yeah, a lot of people are. Yeah, a lot of people are currently posting about being let go. "10 years on 2SKO, 12 at Riot, and I got laid off with 30 minutes notice. Got laid off from Riot today. 2SKO was everything I wanted. My dream studio, my dream project, everything. Frame seeing his characters come alive with magic. Bum popping off for himself because he currently loves to hate on this game. The person in charge of creating a Lowy Blitzcrank and Kaylin is now off the team, which is absolutely insane. Let me get to the actual post. After a lot of discussion and reflecting, we were reducing the size of the 2SKO team. I want you to know that decision wasn't made lightly. As we expanded from PC to console, we saw consistent trends in how players were engaging with 2SKO. The game has resonated with a passionate core audience, but overall momentum hasn't reached the level needed to support a team of this size long term. With a smaller, focused team, we're going to dig in and make key improvements for the game, including some of the things we've already heard you asking for, and we'll share some of our plans soon. Our plans for the 2026 competitive series are unchanged. We remain committed to partnering with tournament organizers and local communities. Our focus will be to continue on supporting the events and organizers that already power the FGC. Ultimately, this decision reflects a shift in how we operate. This isn't a judgment on individual riders or a signal that the journey is over. We're reshaping the team to give 2XKO a more sustainable path forward. I want to be clear, something that matters deeply to me, the people who help shape 2XKO poured years of creativity, care, and belief into this game. Taking creative risks like this is hard, and the work they did is real and meaningful. We're committed to supporting impacted riders through this transition, including helping them explore opportunities within Riot where possible, and providing a minimum of 6 months of notice pay and severance where it's not. I know this update will raise questions and concern. That's understandable. We'll continue communicating with how things are progressing. In the journey so far, we've been humbled and dazzled by the energy and passion you brought to 2XKO community. That energy matters, and it will help us fuel into the next chapter as we improve the game. Thank you for playing 2XKO, for caring enough to ask hard questions, and for being part of this community, Tom Cannon. Yeah, so, yeah, there's no other way around it. Pretty much, I can say this or that, this that, whatever, etc. Right? About 2XKO, what I think of the game, what counter back against what other people are saying about the game. But there really isn't much good or any good I can really say at this point about this. This just sucks a lot. Both in terms of the people who play the game, but primarily, and I hope nothing but the best for the people that are now looking for work, right? So I'm sure there'll be plenty of people talking about, oh, the game is dead. Well, guess you people that play the game are shit out of luck. I'm less worried about that at this point than I am for the people who basically got kicked off the team. Justin, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Yeah, this just really sucks. Primarily for the people who made the game, and despite some people's opinion towards it, I still think the game is great. A lot of people think the game is great. So to the people who are no longer part of the team, but we're responsible for making the game, I sure hope other companies, if not Riot themselves, who decide to keep them, see how good of a job they did, and then bring them on, because they definitely deserve it. But yeah, this. I'm sure we're all going to be raising questions and concerns. Might be the understatement of the century with this one. And I'm sure you guys, as well as myself, are all going to be keeping a close eye on follow-ups from Riot and 2XKO on what the heck is going on, both in terms of their game, what it means for us as players, for what it means for the people who are now looking for work. Pretty much. This entire thing is one massive That's bad. That's bad. This sucks, and every other phrase you can think of or want to say for the fact that this is just not good. Right? There's no beating around the bush for it. This is not good. I hope you're doing well there, Disney. Well, they're kind of already in the middle of the more monetization based on the fact that they're releasing what 3 different skin series along with the tournament series skins, along with bringing back all the previous skins and then doing all that within the next 3 months. Like we're already on the second skin line, and the patch dropped 2 weeks ago, or 3 weeks ago. So they're kind of already in the middle of the added monetization stuff, and they're definitely just they definitely just cut costs. They cut costs in probably the shittiest way imaginable, but they did cut costs. Yeah. Like I said, I'm glad it sounds like they're not giving up on the game or anything, and they're doing this with the idea of doing this will allow them to keep working on the game, to keep making the game better, to keep this, that, keep that, or whatever. So it's like that part is good to hear. It just really sucks how they're doing it. And like I said, I'm sure as the last paragraph of this thing says that there will be questions and concerns, of which there are many, especially today, especially pretty much since they made the announcement, and that they are going to keep giving us updates on it. But yeah, I think we all assumed that Riot would know going into it that this game is not, that 2XKO would not be League. It wouldn't be Valorant, right? They're making a fighting game, right? And as someone who's been in the FGC now for I think 5 years now. So still relatively short compared to a lot of people, but a long enough time to be able to say, yeah, this game, fighting games are not MOBAs. Fighting games are not FPS games. So going into it, I think along with many people, had assumed they knew going into it that it's going to have a much lower player base than the likes of basically all their other games outside of maybe their card game. But maybe it's even lower than what their original idea was. I don't know. I don't have any answers or details or any clue. I'm just posing my questions and concerns to open air and to you guys watching right now. I don't have any answers, and more than likely none of us will until Riot gives us an update. Which based on the fact that we're supposed to get one every Thursday, means that the next update that'll probably address this will be happening probably Thursday. Yeah, I wouldn't go as far as everything you had said, Coffee, but I'm not exactly. But again, that is definitely something I can't exactly argue very much. One of the complaints I heard from a lot of people was the fact that no, they refused to download Vanguard, and a lot of fighting game players primarily play on console, so not having console for 3-4 months. While people who do have did not have it on console for 3-4 months, while people on PC were playing it, is not a good look. When you're pretty much saying, hey, these PC players are going to have basically like a 4-month advantage over you when going into your competitive year. That's definitely rough. And then of course the thing basically everyone complains about, whether you're on console, whether you're on PC, or whether you are watching and that is small roster and Echo Yasuo everywhere. Vanguard, yeah, fair, yeah, fair. I'm just saying it as in people that I know who have PC, right, and and are willing to play fighting games on PC would refuse to play on Vanguard is more so what I meant, or more so refuse to play because of Vanguard. Yeah, so that's the 2SKO situation. Like, as much as what they... so that's basically the situation there, pretty much. Rising is more than likely going, because I think there was I heard there was a leak confirming a season 3. So more than likely Rising is going to get a season 3. And then of course we just got the patch notes, which are going to be going live. Well, at least we'll be going live along with the game going offline for a couple hours, starting in 2.5 hours. So that's all well and good. And then there's a big old question mark right now over 2XKO. And if anything, I guess its future beyond 2026. Since their plans for the 2026 competitive series are unchanged. But what does any of this mean for 2XKO? For 2XKO following 2026? Or even how what does it mean for the people who are still on the team for 2026? I don't know. And like I said, maybe we'll find out on Thursday. But I'll be wishing and hoping for the best for the people who are currently dealing with the fallout from Riot's 2XKO drops. Oh no! Like what you're saying is 100% like I get it, Coffee. As much as I like the game, there are definitely things I can't defend, and there are definitely things I will say against it. And you guys have heard, God knows how many times you guys have heard me complain about something about 2XKO. But I still enjoy playing the game. I still like the game, hence why I play it as much as I do. But that definitely does not mean the game is immune to all forms of criticism, especially between the issue with how long the console release took, the balance issue of Yasuo and Echo being everywhere for as long as the game's pretty much existed at this point, and then of course the roster size have all been well since documented, complained about, and agreed upon, and by like 90% of its player base and streamer base, pretty much. I don't give this game anywhere near as much shit as a lot of people do, or some people especially who just want to watch it burn, partially because they either don't like the game or they don't like Riot. In which case, I'm not on that side. You do you, but I'll argue against that part because I don't wish bad upon it. Oh, you missed the discussion, Midnight. I guess you missed the main part of this discussion. After a lot of discussion and reflection, we are reducing the size of the 2SKO team. which includes, but is not limited to, the creator of Alawi, Blitzcrank, and Kalen. An animator for 2XKO, Tom. I don't know how he says his name. I'm just gonna say Thomas. As well as Pat, who has been working at Riot for 12 years, got laid off with a 30-minute notice. So some, but not limited to. Yeah, briefs and not. Yeah, the TLDR of a not the longest post in the world, pretty much, is reducing size of 2XKO. We're happy with how much people have gone into the game and how passionate they are about it. But at the moment they are not, because of what, but the player base or level they are at is unable to support the size of the team that they are currently using. So for those reasons, they are reducing the size to create a smaller, more focused team to dig in and make key improvements of the game, and they are planning on sharing said plan soon. This is not changing anything involving the 2026 season in terms of the currently announced tournaments and the prize pools that are coming with them, and that they are planning on helping out the people who are being laid off through 6 months notice pay and or severance or both, and that they will be giving us more and that they will give us more answers on what's going on with the game and everything that's going on in general in the future. That's basically the TLDR. What's up, August? But yeah, so that's the situation. What's the move now? The move right now we're going to be ending stream soon. Tomorrow we're going to be streaming Granblue because the new character and patch will be out, so we'll be checking out that stuff. And then Wednesday I'm going to be celebrating my birthday with you guys on stream. And then this weekend, I am going to Genesis for 2XKO tournaments. And then starting from next week, we're going to be back on Granblue to get ready for the ARC finals. Can you buy Elsa coins day one? I believe so. Yes, as far as I can tell, you can buy a character on day one with coins. Yeah, so that's where 2SKO is at, and what that means for me and my plans for this year. Not much. Still, the current plan is still to main 2SKO, at least currently, with Granblue being a secondary, assuming that Granblue gets to season 3, which currently there are leaks going around saying that there will be, and then with Avatar Legends and Marvel Tokon coming out later this year, we will readjust and figure out exactly what we're doing from there. But current plan is still the same plan it already was, just with a much more shittier situation that we are currently looking at right here. That we will hopefully, and I'm going to assume, we'll be getting more answers to in the not so distant future, because it's going to be safe to say that basically Riot is going to get a lot of criticism today, to say the absolute least. But yeah, so that's where we're at. That's basically the current plan for the foreseeable future. Still, it's Granblue tomorrow. We get the patch release along with Elsa. Wednesday we're going to be probably on 2XKO. Might do Granblue as well. We'll see. But going to be a long stream Wednesday to celebrate my birthday. And then I'm off to Genesis for the weekend for a tournament. And then it's going to be the Granblue grind for the Arc Tour. And that'll be the plan for starting from right now until basically the end of March. I liked it better when the bad part of the discussion was just the fact that Seox and Siegfried got nerfed or got buffed. Much happier and much more joking going around when that happened, but that's not everything going on, unfortunately. So, it is what it is. We unfortunately can't pretend everything's all hunky dory when it isn't, right? I've had these for. Oh, have I had these for 6 years, 7 years, somewhere around then. I think either 2019 or actually like 7 years or 8 years. I think it was 2019 or 2018. I don't remember which for. And Sam Crow. That's why I got that. That's why I tend to avoid any kinds of those kinds of talks on stream, because it's not exact. Because let's be honest, it's all so crazily negative nowadays. And the reason I stream and hang out with you guys is not to be negative. We're here to be positive. We're here to play games, and we're here to watch me get pissed off at to watch me get pissed off at Z-Broly and Dragon Ball days. Yasuo right now in 2XKO, and Grimnir getting nerfed. That's the negativity that's supposed to be going on in these streams. And Midnight can't type. Am I thinking about making a video about the 2XK about this announcement? Part of me wants to say no for now, because at the moment there's not a lot to say. So like, if anything, if anything, my current plan content-wise is this week it's going to be Granblue. For Granblue, it's going to be gameplay, talking about Ilsa, talking about the patch, right? And then next week, since we're going to get a update on Thursday for 2XKO, since they said they're going to give us summary updates every Thursday, assuming they give us more details on what's going on, which I assume they're going to or should, I'll probably make a video on it for next week then. Because basically everyone, because if you go to Twitch right now and you click on 2XKO, at least half the people, well, actually not even half the people, actually only a couple people, but basically the top people are currently talking about the layoffs and things that are going on right now. And at the moment, there unfortunately is not a ton to say for me right now, to where if I were to make a video, I'd be able to make it longer than a couple minutes, because yeah, it's like, seriously, like, what more can I say? What more can I say about the situation that not everyone else is saying? The shit sucks. Like, straight up, this just sucks. Well, like I said, primarily for the people who work there, but also for the community who's trying to back this game. Gonna get TLDR the situation. TLDR the situation. 2XKO isn't bringing in as much money as they were originally hoping when they made the game. So they are laying off, someone said, 80 people from the 2XKO team. Because overall momentum hasn't reached the level needed to support a team of this size long term. So they're reducing the size of the team to then focus on improvements, to work on the improvements of the game and doing things that people have been asking for. And in the process of this, the competitive season this year is not changing, and they are planning on supporting the people that are being laid off from this for the next 6 months to help with however they can to help them transition to whatever is next. And they're going to give us, and they're going to give us more info in the future on what's going on. That's basically the TLDR, and like I said, this shit sucks. Hence why, like I said, I think if I am going to make a video on it, like I said, I think I'll probably would wait till next week to do it. If they do give us an update on Thursday. Just because, like I said, I don't know if I'd be able to. Don't know how much I'd honestly have to say about it. Like, we talking, like, you guys have heard me pretty much say the same thing like 5 or 6 times pretty much since we've read this. And odds are that's what would happen if I were to make a video on it. I would just repeat the same thing over and over again, pretty much. Sucks for the players, sucks for the community, and more than anything else, it sucks for the people who are now out of the job and were laid off with next to no notice. I can check. I don't think. Not available. Not available. How many people are currently working on on Grand Blue? Oh, looks like we might have one more thing to look at. Well, at least thankfully well, I guess depending on your opinion on roster sizes. One more thing I guess we'll look at before we call it a stream. That's going to be that's again slightly more either slightly more positive or more negative depending on your roster sizes. The Marvel Tokon Steam page has been updated. About this game, Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls. Assemble your team of legendary Marvel characters in the Ultimate 4v4 Tag Team Fighter with PlayStation Studios, Arc System Works, and Marvel games. It's time to build your dream team and break some spirits in blistering 4v4 action. Choose from an expanding roster of 20 iconic Marvel characters at launch. And there you have it, directly from the Steam page. The 4v4 fighting game is going to have a roster of 20. Yeah. Dogon's gonna be on PC, PlayStation, Xbox, the normal stuff. Basically the normal stuff that everything is on. Yeah, it is not a PlayStation exclusive. And yeah, the 4v4 game appears to have, and the 4v4 game is go. That being said, though, it says you need it said you do need an account. You do need a PlayStation account, apparently. Sorry, it's just PlayStation. Sorry, sorry, not Xbox. Just PlayStation, PC. But it does work on console. But you need a PlayStation account. But yeah, so 20 characters. So we have a number. Yep, so even though it's on PC, you still need to have a PSN account, I guess. And yes, Lily, I normally don't stream on Mondays, and I've been streaming for 3 hours. But yeah, so again, depending on your opinion of 20 characters for the launch roster, this will either be good news. This will either be good news or bad. This will either be good news or bad news, depending on your opinions of it. All right. Yep, we just finished talking about it. So we talked about the Granblue patch, as well as my plans for what I might do for the finals. We talked about the 2XKO update, or the ride, more specifically ride update, and now brought up how Marvel Tokon finally has a launch roster size. But yeah, like I said, that's probably that's where we're going to. That's where we're going. That's where we're going. That's where we're going to be calling it here, though. But for those guys who want to hear more about it, or talk about it more with someone who probably knows way more about this stuff than I do, I'm going to send you guys over to Sajam, who is currently in the middle of talking about the 2XKO situation right now. And yes, Mauricio, the Steam page for Marvel Tokon says choose from an expanding roster of 20 iconic Marvel characters at launch. So the Steam page is confirming. The Steam page is giving us the total roster size. But yeah, like I said, I'm going to send you guys over to Sajam, who's currently talking about what's going on with it. But I will be back tomorrow, where we will be trying out the Granblue patch along with Elsa, seeing what the heck that's all about. So I appreciate you guys for coming by, hanging out with me as I talk my spiel about patch notes and fighting game stuff. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys are having a good start to your week. Before I go, a quick shout out to both Dur and the non-Dur with the subs. I appreciate it, as well as Nina with the 25 bits. Like I said, I will be back tomorrow with more Granblue, and then Wednesday for what's probably going to be a very long birthday stream. So hope to see you guys then. So until then, hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Never talk to you guys because time zones, as always, are a very weird thing. Until next time, I will touch you guys later.